Welcome to Brainwreck. I'm Jason X.
And I'm Kevin Graham.
And this is the best show on the internet.
Boom, back again for another week, folks.
Woo!
We're here every Wednesday night.
Right.
As long as we can make it.
Ready to go.
Ready to go.
I feel like,
you look like you're pumped up.
Oh, get more on that
You
pump,
brother, you getting that pump on lately.
getting them rips.
Good for you, man.
Yeah. Yoga. Everyone do yoga.
Everyone do yoga. And don't
Hot yoga if you can.
Yes, do it hot.
Mm-hmm.
And be hot while doing it.
I mean, sleeveless all the way.
Sleeveless all the way. Crocs.
Crocs
Going
okay,
on now. Listen. You sent us that update. And I felt like there was like a tinge of embarrassment or maybe like a tinge of this is a tester, a feeler, if you will.
A feeler,
yeah. How other people would respond to this.
Folks, I am I own Crocs now.
Good for you. And
first time buyer, long time looker. So they're
round of applause, folks.
They're dope.
Give it up to him.
I just wanted something that I could like slip on and off from yoga.
Sure.
And then the wife was like, "Why don't you get some Crocs?" I'm just like, "Am I like 47 years old?"
Okay.
We are in fact a hot yoga couple.
You're a hot yoga couple.
But the thing is, like, the Crocs come in all sorts of fun shapes and sizes. Like the wife's got Lisa Frank. You know, I got dope aliens. So like, here we are.
Even when Crocs were first really starting to take off and get super popular, like way back when, I was never really of the mindset of like, oh, those are like weird shoes or like weird sandals. Like I just knew it as something that people were really into.
Sure.
And I was like, I don't know, not for me, maybe. But then as I got older, I was like, I've heard they're comfortable. Because anybody that I've talked to that owns a pair of Crocs have all said the same thing. They're great. They're so comfortable. Wear them around the house. I wear them when I go out. You got all these little bells and whistles you can put on them now. You can accessorize them.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what's
Bergman just get slides.
No, I'm like if I'm gonna go
customize your feet.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm going for the full-on whole ordeal. I looked into the cowboy boots. I don't have them anymore.
It's like back in what was it? Probably the early 2000s when they had the Italian charm bracelets that you could customize the links with like little charms.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Same thing, but for your feet.
They have got motherfucking Batmobile Crocs.
Of course they do.
And they do all these like little partnerships now.
Yeah, it's like Loungefly. Like you can get a Loungefly anything.
You can get a Croc anything.
You can get a Croc anything.
And they've got all sorts of styles. Listen, we are not sponsored by Crocs. Crocs, hear me out. You want to just like throw a pair our way?
Right.
Like we'll talk you up every show. We'll do like a whole Croc segment. Yeah. Hashtag show us your Crocs.
Right. Yeah.
Hashtag whip out your Croc.
Exactly.
Like I want to see what those Crocs do. That's what I want to know.
Bergman says I got 4 wide feet, custom off Skechers slip-ons for this fella. Okay. All right.
As long as you got something that works for you. That's what
we just want to make sure that you're comfortable.
Yeah.
Okay. Because the thing is, folks, it's wacky out there. It's wild. Life is a hurricane here in Duckburg. Like, you need to be comfortable. And this is where I would go into the MeUndies ad if we had one, but we don't.
But it could be you Crocs.
It could be you.
You could
Crocs.
You could be the upswing of everybody's down periods. Times got you down. Well, don't worry, because there's a company that'll keep you standing up.
That's right.
All day long.
Are Crocs affected by the tariffs? Like I don't.
Where are Crocs?
Where's rubber?
Where does the rubber come from?
Yeah, where do we get our rubber? Our rubber trees?
That's a good question. Let's see.
Because I might have gotten these in onto the wire. Like I don't know.
Oh yeah,
they were on sale. So
where made? Manufactured in several countries: China, Vietnam, and Mexico. according to Google's dumb AI.
So like it depends. It depends. It depends.
There could be a guy just like stapling rubber somewhere.
I'm sure. Yeah.
In an office building here in the U.S. I don't know.
Right.
Can't say for sure.
It's all 3D printed, right?
I mean, probably. Nothing's real anymore.
Nothing's real. Everything's made up. Like I don't know what's happening anymore.
I have, speaking of things just being made up, I had not quite an existential crisis.
Oh,
like a feeling of almost like a secondhand existential crisis, I would say.
Oh, like somebody was putting it on you?
Somebody was just putting it out there. Actually, multiple people were just putting it out there. I think I may mention this a couple of weeks ago. Actually, I'm pretty sure I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago, with just how fake all of these like influencers and streamers are.
Yeah.
And how like everything is just a put on for them.
Oh yeah.
And they're just trying their damnedest to just stay sane and not break at the seams.
Bergman in Vietnam accounts for 53% of all Crocs produced. Is there a tariff on that one?
I mean, I haven't heard, so
I don't know.
But yeah, like I was just going through my YouTube feed earlier. It was like actually earlier today. And it's just, number one, it's all the same content.
Yeah.
YouTube's algorithm can be really good, or in our case, not that great.
It's getting better.
It's getting better. But like my homepage feed is just like literally the same row of videos just over and over again. And then I finally get into something where it's new channels and content creators that I haven't seen before. And they're all doing the same shit.
Okay.
And they're all talking the same way.
So how are we supposed to talk? How like let's fix this?
No, I'm saying like what we're doing is great.
Oh, okay. Well,
because like at no
point, we were
point,
wonderful. I don't know.
No, we're great. But I'm just like there is such like a lack of authenticity now in almost all media.
It's so funny you say that, because coming off as fake is now seeming like coming off as professional.
Oh my God.
That's the new, like, you know, back in our day, right? Like if you had a lower third, like fuck your mom, like you were like like king of the crop, like top notch. Now,
right.
It's you have to sound like a tool and sound like a sellout, and then you seem more professional.
It's wild to me, and it's also wild to me too that, and I think this is like one of the struggles I've had in so much of my like professional career.
46% tariff on Vietnam, apparently.
Oh,
so
shit.
like, get your Crocs soon.
But like something that I've always struggled with in my professional careers is I will react how I feel.
And
you know, so if
you got no poker face,
I've got like like typically the reaction that you're seeing from me and like is my natural response to whatever happened or to whatever was suggested. And there have been so many times where like I've had like higher ups come to me with an idea and I'm just like, yeah, it's great. Do you want to do that? And then they're so dejected at the fact that I didn't like applaud them. And they're like, it's so hard to get a read on you. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like,
what you see, what you get.
I give you honest feedback. I give you the response. But then I've also heard higher ups like tell me like, oh, I've worked with guys like this before. You just got to know how to talk to them. Or like pitching ideas that are clearly just regurgitated words that the person in front of them just said. Or how when like somebody will pitch an idea just like out to the table and they'll just be like, oh yeah, you know, that's you know, definitely. Oh yeah, that's certainly a good idea. Yeah. I'm like, just say it sucks.
Yeah, put it out there.
Like, I'm not here to give you a particular emotion. I'm here to do a job. Okay.
That's right. And our fans can't lie either. Yes. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Y'all looking great too.
Yeah.
You know.
Y'all look beautiful out there.
Exactly.
Thanks for coming around. Thanks for hanging out.
Exactly.
Subscribe.
Yeah.
Y'all, hey gang, can we get a quick subscribe and ring that notification bell? Because that would be the do kids still say sick?
I don't know. I don't
I know
know.
we've talked about, like, the Riz and
Right, yeah, the things the kids say.
the fucking I don't even remember what else they say these days.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I will say, my kids say the darndest things.
Brother.
And part of that's probably my fault, you know?
I'd say, like, 90% of it is your fault.
Sure, and
Yeah.
and as the parent, like, that's great.
Yeah.
That means that I'm rubbing off on them, for better or worse. They're picking up things, so they're listening maybe a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we had a thing where they say things,
Mhm.
and they say things in situations that aren't funny, but what they say is so fucking funny that you can't help but laugh,
Right.
even though like the situation does not call for it
They
at
don't know
all.
how to read the room yet.
Well, no, it's not that they don't know how to
Oh.
read the room. It's that they are saying something. Apparently they don't say sick anymore.
Oh,
That is
fuck.
not what they say.
Alright.
Skibbity. They still doing that one?
I don't dude, it's I feel like a lot of it is just like there's already a new set of words that they
Oh,
say.
sure, and that's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah,
I'll stick with rad
yeah.
and totally
My
and
90s
killer.
slang.
Yeah, like I'm here for that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, so we decided, we're poor, right? So we're looking for new things to do with the kids
Mhm.
that are free
Mhm.
and activities and being more active and new experience and all that kind of shit. So we decided we were going to take them mountain biking. Okay.
Oh.
We apparently near the house, there's
Mhm.
a few mountain biking trails. And it's really funny because you can absolutely tell when they made this park by the way that they named the bike trails.
Oh.
So they have a few, different levels, as it were, and they're
Mhm.
color coded. So like the green's the easy one, blue's a little harder, and it goes all the way to red to black. Okay.
Right.
And so I'm like, all right, well, let's go on. Obviously, I've got two little kids, or teen and a little kid. Let's hit the green one. I'm like, okay, well, we can either take the Blair Witch Trail, we can take the Secret Squirrel, we can take
I'm
the
sorry. What?
yeah, so like they're all like fucking like late 90s, early 2000s references.
That's so random though.
And and the funnier ones are the harder ones
Okay.
because like when you get to the really hard ones, like they named the trail like your mom. So like you go ride your mom.
Is this like a national fucking park or like a fucking
It's a state park,
park?
yeah.
It's a state park?
It's a state park. I mean, this is the bike trails of the
Right.
state park.
So, and like these are the official bike
Oh
trail
yeah, no, yeah,
names.
there's signs. Like they're
Like
like
you can go on to a website, like a
yes.
government website, if those
Yes.
even exist anymore, and
Yes, you can.
look up
And you can go ride your mom.
where to ride your mama.
Yeah, exactly. And so like I'm laughing,
Yeah.
right? But we take the kids, right? And we're going to the bike trail and we're on the easy one and it's not easy. Like it's not hard, but it's a lot more intense than
I
I was
mean,
expecting.
maybe if you're not used to mountain biking.
Well, right, if you're not used to mountain biking or if you have little kids or whatever,
Right.
it's a little more intense than I would have thought. And they do on the trail have two options.
Mm.
Sometimes you'll come to a fork and there'll be a sign that says easy way or hard way. And the hard way has like an obstacle, like a rail that you have to like keep in line with, or a
Mm.
bridge or a ramp or whatever. And then the easy one just goes around or whatever. We get to this one part. And my daughter and my wife, they're doing some of the hard stuff, and I'm staying with the boy, just trying to get him through, making sure that he doesn't die and that he gets through fine. And we get to this one part, and it is like you have to get some speed to get up this hill, and there is no other option. Like you have to go this way. And so I go first, and I don't make it up. And I'm like telling everybody, like, no, you really have to get some speed. Cause like I started going up and I almost made it to the top and then I started going backwards. I'm like, oh no, this is not good.
Yeah.
So next is the boy. And I'm like, buddy, like, I think like maybe you just walk this one, right? Like maybe it's steep.
Yeah, you're just looking out for him.
And he goes, no, I'm gonna try it. And so he goes, and he's pedaling for all he's worth.
Mm-hmm.
And he makes it up about halfway.
Yeah.
And I can see the look in his eyes when things go south.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I can
Mm-hmm.
see it where like he's going and he's smiling and he's happy. And then all of a sudden you can see like he's pedaling, but he's starting to go backwards and the look on his face changes and
Yeah.
he doesn't know what to do. And he starts to panic a little bit. And then he kind of goes sideways off the track and he kind of falls into a ditch.
Yeah.
And then he starts, you know, screaming and crying or whatever. And I'm like, oh, buddy. And I go down and I rescue him. And I pull him up out of the ditch. And the first words out of his mouth goes, why wasn't this optional? And so I start dying.
That's fucking hilarious. And I think that's a statement we need to say more in life.
Yeah, why wasn't this optional?
Or a question we need to pose more in life is why wasn't this optional?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a lot of shit out there where I'm like, why didn't I have a choice? And
right, where's the choice?
You know,
right.
That's hilarious.
And so like, and that's just one of those moments of like he's very upset, but like he just dropped a one-liner that like I'll remember forever.
Right.
And so like, those are the moments, man.
Yeah.
He was fine. Yeah. The tree caught his bike.
Well, that's good at least.
Which was fine.
Yeah.
And
the tree catching him.
He ended up finishing the trail and wants to go back. Everybody loved it.
Yeah.
I popped my tire, so like that's not great, but like
no.
You know, other than that.
No. The last time I think I rode a bike, I was given a bike with rotted tires.
Oh no.
And I was not aware of it until on the way back, we were about 1.5 miles away from where we needed to end. And just the tires completely went and I was on the ground. And I was like, well, this is...
I'll see you guys there.
First time back on the bike in a while and maybe the last for a little while.
Oh, man.
It was. Yeah.
But yeah, that's just, you know, why aren't more things optional?
Yeah. Well, one thing that is optional, but everybody's more than likely going to. Oh yeah, Christy remembers that because she was yeah.
Oh, she was part of that.
She was part of the group.
And actually, I did have to. Oh,
wait, Christy, I thought that was your dad that gave us.
Perry gave you the ride bike.
Why did I? Because we went with Andrew. Why did I think I got that bike from Andrew?
But I did have to talk Blakely K out of doing some of the hard trails or some of the hard stunts,
right?
Including one that was absolutely a seesaw of death.
Oh.
I went and I saw. I'm like, listen, you're gonna want to do this. I'm telling you right now, it is not a good idea.
Don't do it.
Do not do it. I mean, you can do what you want, but like, please, like, this is already hard enough. You can do the next one.
Right.
Like, let's move on.
Well, as we were saying,
yes,
something that is optional, but let's face it, you're going to do it. And that is watch WrestleMania this weekend. It's time. It feels like it's been an eternity. We're kind of like whatever about it right now.
Yeah. I will tell you though, my son is so excited. We recently got into wrestling, right? He's been yeeting a lot. I get him on the bus, and every time he gets on the bus, he starts yeeting at me, and I'm like, okay,
wonderful.
And so I'm just the dad at the bus stop, just eating back to my son, you know. But when I told him, I was like, buddy, WrestleMania's this weekend. He goes, all right, cool. He goes, Dad, I got this idea. I go, all right, hit me with it. He goes, did you know that Little Caesars has a stuffed crust pretzel crust pizza? And I was like, yeah. He goes, we should get that for WrestleMania. I go, okay, sure. Like, I'm more excited about that than anything that's going to happen on the fucking show. So
I mean, the kid's planning ahead.
Yeah.
So
and Blakely does not believe me. She thinks that I put it in the kid's ear about the pizza. Like, listen, you can get a cheeseburger anywhere.
You can,
all right. You know, you can get a pizza anywhere, but Little Caesars is the only place that you can get a pretzel stuffed crust pizza. Of all the places that does all the gimmicks, Little Caesars knows how to do a gimmick.
The pizza crust is back. God damn, that does look delicious, though.
They did the Batman pizza.
They did Batman pizza, which that was the last time I had Little Caesars.
Well, listen, it took you had to go 45 minutes to your local fucking Little Caesars.
No joke. Yeah. It was an hour round trip.
It's fucking ridiculous.
And then, so I had to go get the pizza earlier in the evening, so I wouldn't miss the show. And then, of course, I would have had it sitting in my house for however long, like a couple of hours. So it was gonna get like that, like stiff cheese film on top. So I was like, oh, just throw it in the oven. And then it fucking melted through my oven grates because I put it directly on the grate. And I'm like, this is how you cook pizza most of the time.
Most of the time, yeah.
Not this time.
Not a Batman pizza.
So then I had to scarf down a burnt, greasy,
reheated,
just pile of Little Caesars pizza. And I ate the whole fucking thing.
That's so crazy.
And I
couldn't believe
hated myself afterwards. Hated myself.
I think I had like a slice, maybe two.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm good. And you
I mean, it took me an hour.
I get it. I get it. Like you were invested.
I had to drive into town. That's how far away it was. I had to go into town to get it.
So are you willing to make that trip again for the pretzel stuffed crust?
I mean, yeah, of course.
Are you gonna do it?
I'm
full review on the show.
Don't know.
Full review.
Because I want to actually make snacks this year.
Oh, you're gonna do a whole thing?
Yeah, I want to make myself like a little spread. Have a spread for Christy. You know.
Oh, she's gonna watch it with you.
I mean, she'll be in the room,
which is
while it's on.
That's enough.
Yeah. She'll know enough of what's going on.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't want to get a fucking. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how.
I mean, you got 2 nights, so like you could do one night, one another night. So.
Yeah. Stop trying to give me reasons to do this. Okay, we're moving on. All right. So what are the things I want to talk about? Because we're going to get into predictions.
Yes, we are.
We're going to maybe do some fantasy booking, you know. But one of the things I want to do real quick is run through this list of matches that the WWE put together for their YouTube channel.
Okay.
It's the 50th. No, I'm sorry. It's the 50th. The 50 greatest WrestleMania matches ever.
The 50 greatest WrestleMania.
Greatest.
Okay.
Okay. Which is like that's a lot of matches.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Christy usually does a Lego or a craft or plays something on the Switch during wrestling. Okay, well that's great. And then Bergman says my wife will look on with disdain over the weekend. Hey, you know what? At least she's still looking.
That, you know, could be worse.
Could be worse.
So yeah, so I have not actually I've watched most of these matches.
Sure.
Just in life in general.
Yeah.
So I got kind of, and I'm sure you have too. So I've got kind of an idea of the quality of them.
Sure.
And a lot of them that are on the list, it's like, okay, like I can see why they place that where it is.
Okay.
You know, this, that, and the other thing. Maybe it's not the greatest match, but it's, you know, a pivotal moment for X, Y, and Z.
And Blakely does critique the outfits. So that's
so I want to go through this list and just kind of get your initial reactions, because there's a couple of things on here where I'm like, who the fuck put that there?
Okay. All right.
All right. So starting at 50, you got Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins from 38. which was a couple of years ago, Cody's return match.
Okay.
Which I'm like, to put that at 50, okay. You're trying to like kind of keep that relevant with the times. Sure.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. And then 49, you've got Sting versus Triple H from 31.
That doesn't make my 50 at all.
I'm like, that doesn't make my 100.
100. Yeah.
Like,
that was an awful match.
That was an awful match.
It was terrible.
With awful run-ins.
And the fucking worst finish ever.
Yeah. And then you've got Rock Cena.
Okay.
28. Sure.
Maybe.
I forget which one that is. Because did they do the 2 matches at Mania or 1 match Mania, 1 match SummerSlam?
I don't.
Because they did like first time, last time, but then they did the other match.
I think it was 2 Manias.
Okay, so it was 2 Manias. I think it was back-to-back Manias, actually.
Yeah.
So whichever one that was. Then you had Goldberg versus Lesnar.
That was a pile of shit. Well, the best part of that.
Well, this was from 33. This was not from 20.
Oh, okay.
Which even this, I'm just like, I mean, it's just 2 guys tackling each other.
Yeah, no, it was not good.
Let's see, and I'll just barrel through some of these because it's like whatever. You've got Mr. T and Hogan versus Piper and Orndorff at coming in at 46. Batista Undertaker world title match at 23. That comes in at 45. Coming in at 44. Seth Rollins versus Triple H unsanctioned WrestleMania 33.
I don't even remember. Is it the one where he came down on the tricycle?
Yes, it is. As a matter of fact, that's the thumbnail too. Oh yeah, Bergman's got it right there. 2 at Mania, and this is the Cena Rock match, promoted as once in a lifetime at 28, which is the one on the list. Okay. Then you got to get John the win back.
Yeah, and then he won it back. Yeah.
And then after Taker Rollins, you have Cena Michaels, which I mean it was a good Shawn Michaels match.
Yeah, it was fine.
Foley Edge hardcore match from 22.
Okay, that deserves to be on the list.
That deserves to be on the list.
Spectacle of it.
Taker AJ Styles Boneyard match, which I would put it on. I would put this on the list.
I mean, of all the cinema matches, it was the best one.
I would say that's the best match. I think Cena Bray Wyatt was a good story. It wasn't a match.
No, it was not a match.
But it was
the only reason that
it was a fun little story. And then this one I thought was interesting. They put Brock versus Roman versus Seth Rollins, which is the time Seth Rollins comes and cashes in the Money in the Bank.
Mm-hmm.
So you're really booking that. You're really putting that on there for the moment. Because Rollins was only in that match for 3 minutes.
Right. And that's the thing. It's like, yes, I mean, what do you remember of that match was that finish, right? Mm-hmm. That's what you remember.
Yeah. And that's why I say, like, sometimes the moment is more important than the match.
Oh, 1,000%.
So I think in that, like, yeah, I could see why they put it on there. I don't remember what the fuck happens when it's just Brock and Roman. I know that this was the time people fucking hated Roman.
Yeah, and they
thought they were booing him out of buildings, and he was supposed to be the babyface. 39, you got Gunther versus Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus.
That match fucking ruled. Yeah.
And then at 38, you've got Eddie versus Angle at WrestleMania 20.
Okay.
And I'm like, that's a bit lower than what I would have said.
Yeah.
But also comparing it to the caliber of other matches that are on here, maybe.
And it's also WrestleMania 20. Like, let's not draw too much attention to it.
Too much attention to that? Yeah. That's it. And then you've got Taker versus Triple H, no holds barred. WrestleMania 27.
That wasn't the Hell in a Cell.
That was not the Hell in a Cell. The Hell in a Cell is on here though.
Right.
At 36, you got Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair from a couple of years ago.
I don't remember.
Kofi Kingston versus Daniel Bryan.
Wait, what number is that?
Daniel Bryan versus Kofi Kingston is number 35 from WrestleMania 35.
is number 35.
Number 35.
Why is that not top 10?
Just for the like the moment, the movement,
like,
and everything else that surrounded it.
Yes, that is one of the greatest WrestleMania moments ever.
I'd say at least top 20, maybe top 15.
It's shocking.
Yeah.
It's that low.
And then here you go. So this is where I start to question the people who put this list together. 34, you have Shawn Michaels versus Ric Flair, retirement match.
Okay.
33, Ric Flair, Randy Savage, WrestleMania 8 for the title. At 32, you have Randy Orton versus Daniel Bryan versus Batista, triple threat match at WrestleMania 30 for the title. This is when the Yes Movement explodes. At 31, you've got Charlotte versus Becky versus Sasha Banks. That was the women's title match at WrestleMania 32. At number 30, you have the Usos versus Owens and Sami Zayn for the tag titles a couple of years ago.
Hold on. Stop. What?
Yeah.
Like, I love me some Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
But you're trying to tell me that that's a better match than the Kofi Kingston moment? What?
Oh, brother, hang on. Just you wait, because I feel like there's one. No, there are two that I feel like you're going to get really pissed about.
That are egregious?
Okay. So at 29, you have Edge versus Taker for the title at WrestleMania 24.
Okay.
At 28, you have Daniel Bryan versus Triple H, also at WrestleMania 30.
Which he had to beat Triple H first.
He had to beat Triple H to get in the, and this is when.
Wait, so that's above.
That's above
him winning the fucking.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
What a mark. What a fucking mark. Holy Christ.
Just you wait.
Okay.
At 27, you have Savage versus Hogan for the title, WrestleMania 5.
Okay.
26, you have Taker versus Michaels, Streak versus Career.
Okay. Oh, wait, that's what?
That was I forget which Mania this was at.
Right,
but it was the Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels when it was the Streak versus the Career.
Retired Michaels on it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which that was a great match.
It was a great match.
It was a great fucking match. I think that match is better than him than Shawn and Flair.
Oh yeah.
100%. That's also the match where the dude didn't catch Taker.
Yeah.
At 25, you have Roddy Piper versus Bret Hart for the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania 8. At 24, you have Austin versus Kevin Owens from WrestleMania 38. I was like, at 24?
No.
There wasn't a lot happening in that match.
I honestly don't know that I've seen it, to be perfectly honest.
I mean, it is a fun moment. It's a great novelty. I would not have that at 24.
Would you have it on the list?
If I did, it would be lower. It would be like closer to 50. But after that, you have The Undertaker versus CM Punk at Mania 29.
Okay.
Coming in at 22, Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michaels, which phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. At 21, they ranked this match ahead of all those other matches, including Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michaels.
Okay.
At 21, you have Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey versus Triple H and Stephanie McMahon.
Fuck off. Fuck all the way off. What?
21.
Why?
Match, they put that match on the list of ahead of some of the greatest technical wrestling matches, some of the greatest WrestleMania moments, some of the greatest just WrestleMania wins.
They're like, listen, we got to push a show with Steph on ESPN.
You have, but just look at the caliber of talent in that match. You had Triple H, who was basically done wrestling.
Yep.
You had Stephanie McMahon, who can't wrestle.
Right.
You have Kurt Angle, who was basically done with wrestling,
could not move,
and was not the Kurt Angle we remembered. And then you have Ronda Rousey, who could never fucking wrestle.
And was just learning.
You're telling me that those four put on a better match than Kofi and Daniel Bryan? Than fucking Undertaker and Punk?
What are we doing?
And Taker and Shawn? We still got more.
We're being gaslit.
At number 20, you've got Roman and Rock versus Cody and Seth from last year.
No. It was a good match, but no.
I'd put that lower. I would put that closer.
It'd be on the list, but it would be on the list,
but it would be lower.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, they could have made that the first. They could have made that number 50.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
You got Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair, which that was a great match from 37.
I don't recall.
It was a really good match. 18, Triple H versus Undertaker, Hell in a Cell, with Shawn as the special guest ref.
It's a classic.
17, Angle versus Brock, where Brock breaks his fucking face and neck.
Right. It's a tremendous match, though.
A tremendous match. At 16, you've got Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley, SmackDown title match. At 39. 15, you know they're going for the moment on this one. Hogan versus Ultimate Warrior.
Oh.
At 15.
Okay.
Do you rank it? Because you sure as shit don't rank it for the match.
No, you rank it for the moment. But
you rank it for the moment. But even as a moment.
For me, that'd be in the 30s.
That would be in the 30s. Because at this moment, at this point in time, that moment is tarnished.
Oh, by a lot.
By a lot.
By a lot of different things.
By a lot. And I don't think that match, like in retrospect, maybe if it was like 20 years ago, absolutely one of the top WrestleMania moments 20 years ago. Today, that match does not carry the same weight.
No.
Not even in the least bit. That was 15. At 14, you've got Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels Iron Man match.
Okay. Didn't make 10. Didn't make the top 10. Interesting.
Nope. At 13, you've got Rock Austin WrestleMania 19.
Okay.
At number 12, you have Razor versus Shawn ladder match from WrestleMania 10.
Okay.
At 11, you get Bret Hart versus Owen Hart WrestleMania 10.
Okay. Okay. I'm okay with that one.
At number 10, you have Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch.
That I'm okay with.
With that blown fucking finish.
But it's the first ever women's main event of WrestleMania.
For that, I can rank that up.
Yeah. That's it.
I don't know, but I think just based on match alone, that's not top 10.
Correct.
But if we're going for the moment, yes. I think you can put that in there. At 9, you've got Warrior versus Randy Savage. Which again,
it's the moment at the end with Liz, though. That's the only
moment at the end with Liz.
Yeah, it's the only thing people pop for.
But I don't think it's top 10.
I don't
think it's not top 10. I don't think that's top
Kofi 20. Should be a fucking. If we're going by moments, wait, justice for Kofi.
Know,
fuck
right?
Me. God damn it.
At 8, and this is pure moment. At number 8, you got Hogan versus Andre.
Yeah, because the match was the shits.
At 7, you've got the Dudleys versus the Hardys versus Edge and Christian TLC match from WrestleMania 17.
Change the business forever.
At 6, you got Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes, WrestleMania from last year.
Okay.
Number 5, you've got Rock and Austin, WrestleMania 17. That's when Austin turns at the end.
Okay.
Number 4, you've got Savage Steamboat.
Right.
Number 3, you have Rock and Hogan.
No.
Yeah. Number 2, you have Bret Austin, no DQ submission match, WrestleMania 13.
Wait, hold on. The match that they're inducting into the Hall of Fame
Came in at
for
number
the
2.
for the first ever match to ever be inducted in the Wrestling Hall of Fame isn't the number 1 match that they ranked for WrestleMania?
Well, the number 1 match they put on the list is Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 25. And this is actually the match where the camera guy didn't catch him.
Okay.
I was wrong about I think the other one happened the following year.
So why didn't they put fucking Undertaker and Shawn in the Hall of Fame? Like, they both work for the company. Like, what the fuck are we doing? This is a gimmicked list. Like, put the one that's the Hall of Fame match in number 1.
Because
Assholes.
to me, like, that match, okay, first of all, because again, like, you're trying to balance how this match lands on the list based on the moments that were involved, what it did for the company, and just the match quality itself.
Yeah.
Austin, Bret, to me, one of the best WrestleMania matches ever.
Of course. Yes.
I think it is a turning point for the WWE. It's a
1000%.
turning point for Austin's career.
Yeah.
It's in my opinion, official start of the Attitude Era. That event overall, too. It's a turning point in Bret's career.
Yep.
Unfortunately for
The
worse in the long run. But that match is very important in the realm of pro wrestling, and very much so in the WWE. To be inducting that match into the Hall of Fame and to not put it as number 1, weird choice.
It's
very weird
strange.
choice. And also, like, what about Shawn and Taker from 25 made it better than any of these other matches?
Nothing.
Right?
Nothing.
Because I'm pretty sure the one that they had at 26 was the better match.
The retirement match was the best one.
Because, like, they fucking... Let me double check something real quick. Because... Oh, God, that's loud. Stop it. Fucking... Hang on. I know what I'm doing. There we go.
It's the only good thing on that card, apparently, was Undertaker and Shawn. So... Or were you talking about Austin and Bret? So I'm trying to remember 13, because the main of 13 was Taker and Sid.
Yeah.
What else was on that card?
I mean, so here's the thing with a lot of, like, WrestleMania match, like, cards.
Yeah.
Most of them aren't that great.
No, most of them suck.
Like, you go back and you watch a lot of those, like, early Manias, even, like, when they were kind of in, like, the late 90s, like, there was a lot of dud matches.
Oh, yeah.
Like, from WrestleMania 22 to, like, WrestleMania 35-ish is like, I'm completely lost.
Okay, so get this. Here's the card for WrestleMania 13. Okay. Number 1 contenders match, tag team fatal 4-way.
I remember this.
The Headbangers defeated the Godwins, the New Blackjacks, and Furnace and LaFon.
But didn't that also have the debut of LOD 2000? Or was that the following year?
No, so LOD was in the Chicago Street Fight where they teamed with Ahmed Johnson.
So they do come back the following year.
Yeah, against the Nation of Domination.
Which that match was fucking...
Well, they had Ahmed Johnson in it, so there you go.
I like growing up, like, you ever watch matches growing up and you're like, this match is the fucking greatest. And then you watch it, like, older, and you're just like, no, this is awful. This is terrible. Like, this is just sloppy.
Yeah. Bergman says this. He's talking about 13. Okay. Moving on with this one, you've got Owen Hart and the British Bulldog versus Mankind and Vader for the tag team titles. It was a double count out fucking finish. Go fuck yourself. Rocky Maivia defeated the Sultan.
Yep.
He did it for The Rock. Triple H defeated Goldust. And then you had Brett and Stone Cold, and then you had Undertaker and Sid. So yeah, that seems like a pile of fucking shit minus what 2 matches on the whole fucking card.
I mean, I'm sure some of the other stuff was okay.
Well, I was gonna say, like, I'm sure like Hunter and Goldust was good, or at least watchable. And I'm sure Owen and Bulldog versus Mankind and Vader was fine until the finish. I mean, I don't know, but like, let's see here. Cage match says it's a second. Best match was the free for all between Billy Gunn and Flash Funk, which got a 6.4 out of 10. Fuck me.
Hey, whatever that means to you.
But like, even look at 12. Like 12 is known for that fucking Iron Man match, right?
Yeah.
That undercard sucked.
Yeah. Let's say, like, what else happened on 12?
There was a fucking weird 6-man tag. I remember that because it had like Mankind, Vader, and like somebody else in it. And then you had the Hollywood Backlot Brawl,
which I think that is memorable to some.
Yeah, you had here we go. So for 12, it was Owen Hart, British Bulldog, and Vader versus Yokozuna, Jake the Snake, and Ahmed Johnson. You had the Ring Master versus Savio Vega. Piper versus Goldust, like we talked about. The Ultimate Warrior returns against Triple H. Undertaker defeated Diesel, and then you had Brett and Shawn in the main. The Hollywood Backlot Brawl. Yeah, it was something.
In a way, that WrestleMania was pivotal in a lot of ways too.
Yes,
because Razor, like Scott Hall basically left the company around that time.
Oh yeah.
And then not long after, like I think that was the match, or that was the event where Nash was like, I'm gone.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yep.
Because like the creative for him sucked. He was frustrated.
Yep.
Wasn't making the money he wanted to be making.
Totally.
And then, because that was what? That was 96? Was it? No. That was 96.
Yeah, it was 96.
So
yeah.
like,
yep.
And then you get the NWO that summer.
Yep.
So if Vince holds on to those two through 96,
oh, it's a different world.
It's a different world. Completely different world.
What would you say? And we'll get into the current day shit. What would you say is without looking at the card, just from your memory, is the best WrestleMania?
Without looking at the card, best from memory, I want to say like I feel like 17, 18, and 19 had a really good run.
Everyone kind of goes with 17, right?
17 is, and because what was it? At 17, you had
17, you've got Jericho versus Regal.
Jericho Regal. And then you got Austin Rock. You've got the gimmick battle royal. You've got the TLC match. Was that the year they did the triple threat hardcore match with Raven, Kane, and Big Show? Okay. Which doing a fucking wild hardcore match and a TLC match was.
That's the year you get fucking Taz running the ropes all fucking wacky and fucking knocking himself out, basically.
Knocking himself loopy.
Yeah.
18 was, I believe at 18 you got Shawn and Jericho. Right?
Let's see here. 18, you've got no.
And that was 19.
No, you've got Triple H versus Jericho.
Oh, 18 was Rock and
Hogan.
18. I think that show sucked for me. because it was like the NWO shit was so fucking dumb. You built the entire show was built around Rock Hogan, and then they didn't even main, and it just burned. Like I went to bed early because of that match. Like I was ready to stay up and watch the whole thing. That match ended, and then Triple H and Jericho came out. And I'm just like, I don't fucking care.
Don't care. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then who else you had? You had
Billy and Chuck winning the tag titles.
Okay.
You had Stone Cold defeated Scott Hall. You had Undertaker beating Ric Flair. You had DDP defeating Christian, and Edge beating Booker T. So it's like,
yeah. You also had the Jazz Trish Stratus match where
that's true.
Jazz goes over.
Yeah, putting Jazz over strong.
So I think 19 was another one that I would say like 17 and 19.
19.
I'd maybe lean more towards 19.
So 19, you've got a Hardy versus Rey Mysterio, Matt Hardy.
Yep.
You got Undertaker defeating Big Show and A-Train.
Oh shit! Exclude that match from the history book. Fucking what a shit show that was.
Team Angle beat Chavo Guerrero. Shawn Michaels versus Chris Jericho.
Yep. So Michaels, Jericho.
Triple H. This is where Triple H beat Booker T. Buried Booker T.
Yeah. Then you've got Lesnar, Angle, Rock, Austin. I would say like some of them. Like I don't need fucking Triple H, Booker T, because that feud sucked. They did.
But what about Stacy Keibler versus Tori Wilson went to a no contest in the Miller Lite cat fight?
You know, they can't all be winners,
right?
Folks. Not every WrestleMania.
We've come a long way.
Is it just a thing where a WrestleMania can't be like a near perfect show throughout in the sense of like overall quality?
Here's the thing. I honestly think the greatest WrestleMania of all time was last year's. Like
I would say that too.
Like last year's went off without a hitch. The quality of matches nowadays compared to throughout history is unparalleled.
Right.
Like we went over some of those cards. Like the good match stood out. Nowadays, if there's a bad match, it would stand out because it's bad, not because it was good. That's the whole fucking game has switched.
Right.
Essentially. Now, however, we are going into this year's WrestleMania.
Right.
Which, like I just said, I think last year's was probably the greatest they've ever done. It's gonna be hard to top. They ain't fucking doing it.
So far, and listen, folks, we've talked about this on the show a lot this past month or two. The energy, there was some energy there, but I think when you compare it to other other WrestleManias, even other pay-per-views that have happened within the last year, it's just like not connecting the way you would think. Bergman also submits that WrestleMania 21.
Hold on. I'm pulling that up right here real quick.
That's actually Bergman might be on to something.
Okay, so WrestleMania 21. What you've got is Rey Mysterio defeating Eddie.
Great match.
Edge wins the Money in the Bank.
First Money in the Bank match.
Undertaker defeats Randy Orton. Yep. Stratus beats Christy Hemme. You've got Kurt Angle defeating Shawn Michaels. That was the Angle Michaels match.
Great. Fucking
You've got the sumo match with the Big Show.
Oh, him and Akibono?
Yep.
Oh, God. See, like they can't all be winners.
Can't all be winners.
Yeah.
Cena versus JBL.
Yep.
And then Batista versus Triple H. Solid show.
Solid show.
Better than last year's?
No, God, no.
I don't think so.
No. So let's dive into this year's.
Well, before we do that, you pull up the card for this year's, and I'm going to talk a little bit about Raw because then we just had the go home Raw. Which
about that.
Let me tell you something about this Raw. I've been watching Raw because I've got the Netflix.
Yeah.
And because it creates content for this show and it keeps me up to date as to what's going on. This Raw was a tale of two fucking cities. It was, in some aspects, one of the better shows I've ever seen. And in some aspects, was a heaping pile of nothing. So it was really interesting because you had the show open with Gunther coming out and doing, was supposed to be a promo where they had scheduled an interview with Michael Cole later on in the show, but he's doing it now kind of thing. So Michael Cole was like, I don't know what's happening kind of thing. And then it ended up just being him, like Gunther screaming at the camera. And then that was it. I was like, that was weird. That was awkward. It was strange. Then it goes to the next match, which was Bayley versus Liv Morgan. And they put on a fucking pay-per-view quality match that was tremendous. If you haven't seen it, go out of your way to see it. Bayley's taking bumps off the fucking steps. Like, they're both doing high spots. It's tremendous. Very, very well stuff. Good stuff. I thought to myself, I was like, oh man, I bet you their time got cut at Mania. That was my first thought. I was just like, anyone who's going out there and performing tonight, it's because their time got cut and they're trying to prove something. Because like, there's no reason both of them being on Mania that they should be working as hard as they're working.
Right.
And they put on a stellar fucking performance.
Well, shit.
And then like for the rest of the show, fucking not much of anything happening. I'm like, guys, this is the go home fucking show. And you're giving me AJ versus Karrion Kross. Like, what are we doing? I don't get it.
They're not building a lot of interest.
No.
In my opinion. Like, we've said this time and time again. WrestleMania sells itself.
Yeah.
But at some point, you also have to sell WrestleMania.
A little bit.
And I feel like this year they relied too much on the concept that WrestleMania sells itself. And that have done really fuck all to generate any other interest. Because guess what? Like, Cody has only been wrestling dark matches, which are, I mean, fun, but
it's for the crowd.
It's for the crowd. So there's been like nothing with that, like no matches. It's just literally for the past couple of weeks, I've seen nothing but like Cena and Cody cut promos on each other. Punk and Rollins just slap fighting each other. Roman Reigns looking grumpy. And whatever the fuck else happening elsewhere. It's just been kind of
like there's a few things that I'm interested in. Going into WrestleMania, and we'll break down the whole card. The one thing I am most excited to see about this year's WrestleMania is Penta's entrance. Because they might blow up the building. Like, if you thought AEW's exploding Ring of Death, was fucking something.
That was sad compared to Penta's current entrance.
That's fair.
Pyro. Yeah.
But like, I'm expecting like Terry Funk ain't walking away from this one. Like,
that kind of
it's gonna be unbelievable.
Yeah.
Other than that, not much of anything.
Well, as we run down the card,
yes,
we'll go night one.
Yes, so this is the card for WrestleMania night one.
You've got the War Raiders versus the New Day for the tag titles. You've got Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. You've got Jade Cargill versus Naomi.
Yes. What about the Starbucks guy?
Yeah, El Grande Americano.
Oh, can we talk about that just for a second?
All right, go jump into it.
Well, actually, let's back up. Let's do this. Let's take it one match at a time.
Okay, one match at a time.
So let's start with the War Raiders and the New Day.
War Raiders, New Day.
Fucking War Raiders can't cut a promo for fucking anything.
Brother, nobody can cut a promo right now.
It's so generic and boring. But New Day, they're hot. They got, Justice for Kofi. So, like, I'm going New Day on this one.
I'm going New Day as well with a surprise return.
Oh.
But not just a surprise return.
Okay.
A surprise heel turn.
Oh.
From Mr. One, Big E.
You think Big E's coming back as a heel?
I think he's coming back as a heel and will manage the New Day and will be sort of like their enforcer.
Okay.
I mean, I hope that Big E is like medically cleared and can get back into the ring and do some stuff if he wants to.
Right, if he wants to.
Because like that was heartbreaking to see that happen to him and him break his neck. Because like that's a dude who I watch and I'm like, he belongs in a wrestling ring.
Oh yeah,
you know. But I think you get a Big E return. I think he helps the New Day win the titles back, and I think you get a full-on New Day with those guys.
I would love it
because the heat that Kofi and Xavier Woods have been getting.
Oh, they've been getting so much heat
for splitting with Big E. Now imagine the heat Big E can get when he returns, and you get that fucking roar. Right?
Oh yeah, no, the pop he's gonna get when he comes out.
Pop he's gonna get, and then the immediate fuck you. Oh,
it'd be good.
That's a man who can just
it'd be
flip
good
it on them, and like the roars of cheers would just go to boos. And I think if you do that, you can get a lot of runway with that.
I like it
going forward.
I like it.
That's my first prediction.
All right.
Next, you got Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano.
And this is just a singles match.
This is just a singles match.
The fact that they're doing the loaded mask. Have you seen this?
I have seen it. Yeah.
It's so genius.
Yeah.
Because it's not only like so stupid and cheap, but it's also like a callback to Lex Luger at the same time.
Oh, sure.
As doing like the American metal plate forearm thing.
Yeah.
Like it all works.
Yeah.
It's all lovely. I do not want it to end anytime soon. You're going to get El Grande Americano going over strong with this. And the gimmick is going to continue because eventually you will get mask versus mask or mask versus career or something like that down the line. It's coming. This is not the end. This is only the beginning.
So you think that this is going to be a long-term and not just a, hey, let's use this to get to WrestleMania thing?
I absolutely think this is at least a program to SummerSlam.
I can see them just before the match making it a stipulation, like mask versus mask.
If they do, this is it. They're killing the angle.
But then it's not Chad Gable.
Well, that's the other way they could get around it too, is having him unmask and it not be Chad Gable.
But because then what you can do is you can do El Grande Americano too.
Oh, that'd be so great.
Kind of like Villano won, like Tiger Mask.
El Vente Americano.
Yeah. El Grande Americano. Dude, oh my God. Imagine Chad Gable gets unmasked.
Yeah.
Or Chad Gable gets unmasked. It's proven that it is Chad Gable.
Yep.
And he's just like, I just took advantage of the situation, yada, yada, yada. He's like, I'm going to go off and you won't see me again. And then it's like, well, now there's a hole in the lucha scene here in the WWE, and American Alpha or the Alpha Academy, whoever the fuck they are.
Right. I can't even keep them straight.
Is down a leader. So who then comes in? But Vente Americano.
Vente Americano.
Book it. For the love of God, book it that way.
So great.
So and then moving on, you got Jade Cargill.
Well, so who are you picking to go over?
Ray.
You're picking Ray to go over.
Right.
Okay.
You know. Then you got Jade Cargill versus Naomi for revenge on jumping her.
Oh, here we go. Mask versus hair down the line, and we finally get a bald Chad Gable. I could see that. So wait, what was the stip on that?
There's no stipulation.
There's no stip on.
It's just
on the
straight up straight up singles match.
Okay. You put Jade over, I think.
I think you put Jade over.
Yeah.
You know, push her somewhere.
Give her something to do.
Give her something to do. And then following that, you've got LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu for the U.S. title.
Oh, you gotta give it to Jacob Fatu.
Jacob Fatu.
Give that guy something.
This is when he starts conquering the business.
Mm-hmm.
You give him this title. He goes on to win another title. He's just collecting belts.
Yeah.
Thanos. Just wearing them all around his hand.
Mm-hmm.
Just being wild. But yeah, I hope Jacob's going over in this one.
Yeah.
It's time for that dude to run.
Yep.
Then you got Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair for the women's title.
Do you think they remain professional?
Brother, it's all a work.
I mean, I think
such a work.
I think now it is a work 100%. I don't know that it started off that way. Listen, I don't think you do not go out there and get the reaction you're looking for and look that befuddled in Charlotte Flair without like there being a little rust out there, a little something happening. I think that eventually did work into a storyline, but the initial reaction, I think they got her.
The fans?
Yeah.
Oh no, the fans 100% got her. I think like the trading of barbs between the two of them, Charlotte and Tiffany. It's guys, it's pro wrestling.
Yeah, little sunny days action. Like, what are we doing?
Everybody knows what's going on.
Yeah.
This is interesting because where do you go after this?
Well,
one way or another. Like, where do you go after this match?
I don't know what to do with Charlotte Flair. She doesn't fit.
Mm-hmm.
And she Bergman in here. I've been watching Charlotte for years, boys. She ain't that good of an actress. They're lucked into this work. Yeah. That's the thing is like, she's not, she had her time and place.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and now she does not fit in the current scene. She doesn't really work. And she doesn't really have an angle built in anywhere afterward. I think she goes away. Like, she needs to go away for a while.
She was just away for a while.
And we were doing great.
So, I want to look something up real quick.
Because the thing is, it's like, I mean, you even look at like Bayley. Like, Bayley's starting to lose her place too. Because you have all these up-and-comers that are really, really fucking great. And then you have these women who carried the division for a long time and made it what it is. But there's nothing for them to do.
So here's something they could do, which I think would be fucking hilarious.
Okay.
Charlotte Flair has 16 title wins. That's the same as her dad.
Okay.
That's the same as John Cena.
Right.
So Charlotte could be
the 17,
the first 17-time
because the match
world champion, thusly getting there before John Cena.
I mean, it's funny.
And then John Cena is still tied with a Flair.
Oh, that's so funny.
See, like, this is okay. So, like, this is the opportunity that they have just been dropping.
Right.
Like, if you really want to make something interesting out of like all these different matches that, let's face it, don't have a lot of heat or people aren't as interested in, how come we're not doing a thing where Charlotte Flair comes back and she's like, you like throw her in the mix with Cena and Cody?
Well, that's the thing. It's like, why hasn't anyone spoken up?
And why hasn't anybody brought that up? She is a current 16-time champion.
Fucking awesome if Cena cost her the match. And everyone is confused. and then he cuts the promo, and it like dawns on everyone
right.
when it happened, and then that gives him more heat
Yeah.
for see, that's good shit.
You know, but like this, like, give him the pencil, folks. But like, you can include other story points in this.
Go
Because
deep.
like let's say Charlotte goes over. Guess what? The story isn't going to be Charlotte Flair is now a 17-time champion, beating her dad's record.
Nope.
Is going to be Charlotte Flair won the title, and John Cena.
And that's why I don't think she wins.
You don't think?
I think Tiffany keeps it because the focus is going to be on John Cena going over. Because here's the thing, folks. Like, you're gonna get one world champion a babyface win, and you're gonna get the other world champion a heel win. That's just how they do these things.
Yeah.
And so you're gonna get Jey Uso winning and beating Gunther, but then you're gonna get John Cena beating Cody Rhodes.
Maybe.
That's where I'm going with it. So
see, I think if Charlotte loses, she should come out and cost John Cena the match.
That would be so fucking awesome.
Fucking hilarious. And then her and Cody could team up.
Well, here's the thing. Like, you know that people are gonna be doing run-ins just like last year, right?
Absolutely.
Flair has to be one of them.
You think Rick?
They'd be fucking stupid not to. If Ric Flair does not come out and try to cost John Cena the match, who is the dirtiest fucking player in the game? What are we doing?
It's true. That's a good point.
What are we doing? Like, he needs to be there. It's so important to the story.
Is that like the Undertaker return from last year where like he comes back, like he does the run in and it just like flips the entire match into Cody's favor? And
then all people see on social media the next day is Rick hustling through the crowd with security, just like the Undertaker. He's doing his best.
Just out there strutting. So that does take us to Gunther and Jey Uso, which you say Jey Uso is going over.
I think Jey Uso has to go over at this point. Like, if he does not go over, you've killed his merch sales, you've killed his entrance, you've killed everything that you've worked so hard to build up. The Raw after WrestleMania, the yeeting entrance that he is going to get holding that belt, like, it will be a 30 fucking minute entrance, and it will be awesome and fantastic and great for television. Don't fuck that up.
It'll be another moment of him standing in the ring, not saying anything for 20 minutes, and that's the segment. Because the fans are just going nuts. I do think if he wins it, kick off the show with him Monday night.
Yep.
And I think you get one of the loudest crowd reactions.
Oh, absolutely.
In the history of the business.
Absolutely.
Yeah. One of the loudest.
1000%.
And then to cap things off on night one, you've got Roman Reigns, CM Punk with Paul Heyman versus Seth Rollins. Triple threat match. Which I will say I've gotten a little bored with the lead up because again, it's just Cody and Seth slap fighting each other. It's Roman just being there. However, I will say, and I mentioned this the other day on the show the other week, I think you get another twist with this match.
Okay.
And you get Paul Heyman aligning himself with Seth Rollins and helping Seth Rollins go over and eventually leading Seth Rollins to the title picture where he beats Jey Uso.
I could see it. I do. You're going to need a heel challenger for Jey. It's too early to go with Roman and Jey. So,
well, I think after this, you don't see Roman again for a little while.
I would agree with that.
I think you see Roman kind of come through maybe like the following month or two, but I think long term he doesn't stick around. He comes back after Seth wins the title.
I'm going to say that because you're getting the heel Cena win the following night, I think that they put Punk over here as the babyface finish. But I think you get Paul Heyman fully turning on Roman Reigns and aligning himself with Punk.
But then does that make Punk the bad guy?
It might.
Because the crowd likes Roman.
The crowd does like Roman. See, the other thing you could do is you could get Paul Heyman turning on Roman and CM Punk to help Seth, but Seth still doesn't win.
No, you can't do that. If you're going to have Paul Heyman turn, you got to have Seth win.
I mean, I agree.
You know, you agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you agree.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm saying like everyone else needs to agree with that.
Yeah.
Because, and like, here's why I think he aligns with Seth, because it's way too early to turn Punk.
Oh, yeah.
He's still one of the top baby faces.
And merch seller.
And merch sellers. Roman, I don't think, is going to maintain a full-time schedule. Like, that's not a shot at him. I just think like, he's earned his time off.
Totally.
To where he'll do like little spurts after Mania. But I think the long-term story of Seth winning, aligning with Paul, because listen, if there's anybody in that match that the crowd will turn on immediately, it's Seth Rollins.
Oh, 1,000%.
They will get rid of him before they get rid of Roman or Punk.
Yeah, yeah. And frankly, can we like, I don't know what Seth Rollins is. Like, I don't know what his gimmick is. I don't know what he's trying to be. He needs a new gimmick. He needs a rehaul. He needs a like.
I think you get that after this.
I think so. I think it'd be awesome for him to align himself with Paul. He gets a little more serious. He gets a little more devious, and he stops being so fucking goofy all the goddamn time.
Well, I did see an interesting thought on social media this afternoon.
Okay.
Which kind of made me go, I could see that happening as well. There have been some people suggesting that, yes, Seth Rollins aligns himself with Paul Heyman and they become a little unit, but the overall thing for that is they're actually aligning themselves with The Rock.
Ooh.
So you get The Rock, John Cena, Seth Rollins, Paul Heyman, and maybe, maybe Charlotte Flair. Who knows?
Maybe.
But like a little crew of people, because let's face it, guys, the whole Rock thing coming back, dud.
Oh, well, he didn't come back.
Exactly.
He didn't show up.
Yeah. But I think if you build all of that, package all of that together, you can get a nice little story out of that. Plus, that gives you someone to be active.
I'm going to say this.
Okay, go ahead.
The returning Becky Lynch.
Ooh. Oh, okay.
Okay. She's done interviews being like, I'm done with wrestling, basically.
Yeah.
Which anytime anybody says that,
I'm just like, you're coming back.
They're coming back sooner rather than later.
Yeah. I still remember that WWF Confidential episode on Shawn Michaels when he was like, Shawn Michaels is dead. It's just Michael Hickenbottom from here on out. And then like 2 weeks later, he came out as part of the NWO.
Right. Exactly.
So that's night one.
Yeah.
See, and just like this show, it's going to be, WrestleMania is going to be a long one.
Make sure you get your little C's.
Oh my god!
Make sure you get your crazy bread.
That's why I'm putting together a smorgasbord.
There you go. You doing your meatballs with the bacon and the barbecue?
I'm thinking of doing Frito pie.
Frito pie.
Yeah,
please.
Do you not know what Frito pie is?
No.
So it's like it's like a Texas thing where you get a little bag of Fritos.
Yeah.
You get a bag of Fritos.
Okay.
I'm from New York. You get a bag of Fritos, and then you cut like you hold it sideways, and you cut the side of it off, and then you just load the bag with.
Oh, it's a walking taco.
Yeah, it's a walking taco.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but they call them Frito pies down here.
Well, that's wrong. It's a walking taco.
It's a Frito pie. I was actually gonna make Frito pies for dinner tonight.
Okay.
And then I realized I didn't have beef.
Oh, okay.
I bought everything to make a Frito pie but beef.
I could go on vegetarian,
No. Am I an asshole?
Oh, are you?
No.
All right,
night two.
Yes.
It's gonna be 420, man.
It is. It's gonna be Easter.
It's gonna be Easter and 420.
Listen, if there is not They do this every fucking holiday where there's a goddamn food fight or some shit. If there's not somebody throwing an egg, it's somebody on the show at some point.
Whoa, like eggs. Listen, the price of eggs.
Well, no, but yeah,
Can't
but
be
like,
wasteful.
there needs to be somebody going through a table that's full of eggs, decorated eggs.
I'm just waiting for someone. I'm just waiting for someone to beat the shit out of the Easter Bunny.
Right, and it's Pete Rose.
Yeah, Pete Rose is dead.
I know. They dug him up for the spot. Kane needed payday.
All right, so for night 2, you got the women's tag match: Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez versus Bayley, Lyra Valkyria. Why did they team those two up, Bayley and Lyra?
So that that one of them can turn on them for this match. And then they can have a feud afterward.
They are.
I predict Liv over Strong, and and Bayley turns.
I just don't. It's just like that's a thing you can do on Raw. You don't need to do that.
Yeah,
because it also seemed like they rushed.
I know
to get to that match.
So much time,
and they also like buried the entire women's division to get to that match. Bergman, I'm like half unsure if you're telling the truth or not.
Women's Triple Threat, sponsored by Peeps.
Hang on, I'm actually gonna look this up,
please,
because I'm also not sold on whether or not that's a great idea.
I think it's a wonderful idea.
Dumb. Where is the
first one to put themselves, or you got to put your opponent in the microwave?
It's presented by Minute Maid, not Peeps.
I mean,
did you hear? Oh, so like all the matches are sponsored. That is true.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Also, all the matches are sponsored. So like Cody Rhodes, John Cena is presented by Drumstick. The ice cream. The ice cream.
Okay.
The Triple Threat Seth Roman Punk match is presented by Xfinity.
Okay.
The women's Triple Threat Minute Maid.
Wait, so like, do they have to like come out with like a fucking orange juice thing or something?
I don't know, maybe. Or you're probably going to see like the advertising either on the mat or around.
Oh, they're pulling canvases off every fucking match.
Oh, dude, I mean, they do that.
Yeah.
Now they do, at least. But the crazy thing, I don't know if you've seen this floating around social media, is everybody wrestling on the show is going to wear a patch on their gear. And it's going to be like a little WrestleMania patch with this year's logo on it.
Okay.
They're going to wear a patch on their gear. And then after the show, they're going to cut the patch off everyone and then sell it as part of a trading card.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Oh, Bergman, it's actually sponsored shit. I was doing a dumb bit. No, dude, no. Like all of the matches are sponsored now.
That's
like wild. They have boosted.
Well, the old man is gone, who gave a shit about that stuff. Exactly. And the new crew just loves money. Yeah. So like, here we are.
Here we are. All right. So yeah, let's burn through night 2 real quick.
Yeah.
It's getting late.
It's getting late.
So the women's tag match, you're saying Bayley turns on Lyra?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure. It's just as long as it's Liv Morgan over Strong, I guess.
Yeah.
AJ Styles versus Logan Paul.
Ugh. I think you're going to see Mr. Beast.
Nah, dude, I don't know if you've heard Mr. Beast is going through some shit again now.
No, I don't know.
About how and how he scammed all of his fans out of another Mr. Beast experience.
Oh, did they?
Oh, he set up some like Mr. Beast like resort experience, and apparently like it was just nothing.
Oh, so, it was Firefest?
Basically, from what I quickly saw.
Some YouTuber.
Yeah.
Or maybe his brother will finally get involved.
Jesus Christ, I don't know.
Somebody, some shenanigans.
But yeah, AJ Styles, Logan Paul. I really wish this match wasn't happening. AJ over. They're gonna put Logan over low. The match that I'm most interested in, Braun Breaker versus Penta versus Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio. Fatal 4-way for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. I think they put it on Finn.
Okay.
I think Finn goes over by costing Dominic the match.
I would agree with that. And I also think you will get a cameo by IShowSpeed.
Oh yeah, because they're gonna involve him in some way.
Yes.
I think he shows up and then he tries to spear Braun. And then he gets
fails.
And fails. Then he gets thrown into like the third row.
Yeah, something.
Just like Uncle Phil style.
I want to see Braun run the Mania ramp. I want to see him spear Carlito from the top of the fucking dude. The spot that they did.
I saw the spot that he did on Raw where
So
he basically blew past Finn.
Yes.
To jump, just to get away. It was so fucking good.
But I think you're going to see. I think Carlito is going to get a spot on the show. He's earned it.
Oh yeah,
he's absolutely earned a spot in this match to do something. And I think it's him getting killed off the stage or something like that. Which could take Braun out of the equation to not get pinned.
Exactly. Yeah.
For the finish. So
yeah.
But I kind of think I'm debating between whether they're going to put it on Finn or Penta. And I think it's too early for Penta, but I do think they want to send the message of like, we're putting this guy over strong.
Right.
Quickly. What I would love to see is Dom steal it from Finn.
Yes.
That would be amazing. But I think you're right. I think it's going to be the other way around. And I think Finn is going to go over.
Yeah. And then you've got Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre. Sin City Street Fight.
Could not give a fuck about this match at all. They've killed Drew McIntyre. He was one of the hottest fucking heels in the whole company.
Yeah.
Don't give a shit.
Way to go. All right, then following that, you got I don't even got a prediction for that.
No,
it's whatever.
Don't care.
Then you got Bayley versus Rhea, not Bayley. Io Sky versus Rhea versus Bianca Belair
in the Peeps match.
Not the Peeps match. It's the Minute Maid match.
The Minute Maid match.
I think you keep it on Io.
I agree.
Keep it on Io. You give her a nice little run. We've talked maybe about like a little return from Damage Control. You know, her Damage Control mates come out and maybe help her out.
I could see if they're going to do that. If they're not going to turn her, they need to come out to protect her.
Yeah.
From something happening. You know, it beat down afterward or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Or they turn her and they help her win.
Yeah.
But I would love to see it either way.
And then you've got Cody Rhodes versus John Cena for the undisputed WWE Championship title.
I think you are going to see John Cena win. Apparently he had cancer.
Skin cancer.
Yeah. I just thought he was being like Sting.
No, unfortunately, I feel like that is a very common thing for a lot of wrestlers to go through, is like they start getting spots that are cancerous.
Well, yeah, everybody, tanning, brother. You gotta look good on TV business.
Fuck. I want Cody to win. I want him to win. I want him to win.
I agree. There's nowhere to go with that, though. There's literally nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go. There's everywhere to go with John winning. There's nowhere to go with Cody winning. And it sucks.
This is what happens when you don't make good heels anymore.
Well, it's when you don't plan.
It's all when you don't plan.
This whole WrestleMania build from the Royal Rumble forward they've just been note cards on a board.
Yeah.
And nobody has done the detail work that good writing needs. Like, we got our idea, we got our storyboard, but like where are the lines? Like, we got to get down to the nitty gritty and not just like, pass the duchy upon the left-hand side ideas and run with that.
Because for me, it's very hard to get interested in something when 2 of your key players supposedly are barely there.
Yeah.
Like barely there.
Yep.
And are we going to count John Cena coming out and talking for 5 minutes as like one of his appearances?
I guess because like, I mean, he got on the plane, so
he got on the plane, so there's that. But it's just like there's just like nothing there.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing going on. It's just guys talking.
It says a lot when you have this is WrestleMania weekend.
Mm-hmm.
This is the build up to your biggest shows of the year, and the thing that people are talking about the most is the interview Kevin Owens did talking about meeting people at the airport.
Right.
Like, when that is the biggest story going on, you guys have a huge fucking problem.
Yeah.
A huge fucking problem.
Yeah. And like, I don't know if, what they are trying to do is sort of like a sort of opposite end of the spectrum of what they did last year, where it was like Cody finishing his story to get to the top.
Mm-hmm.
Where this year it's John Cena actually finishing his story, but trying to steal the top. You know what I mean? Like there's kind of a way to look at it where there's like a lot of similarities,
Yeah.
But they've done nothing for me to give a shit.
They've given us no additional stakes.
Right.
Like if John wins, he's still here until December.
Right.
Like he's gonna win and wrestle a couple more cards and then lose and then be gone.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no it's not the same as like CM Punk's leaving with the title when his contract is like legitimately up.
Right.
So even the stakes they built in, everybody knows bullshit. Like,
yeah.
I'm really looking forward to that pizza. Like,
I'm looking forward to the show overall.
I'm looking forward to the presentation. I want to see some top-notch camera work. Mm-hmm. I want to see some oneers. I'm looking for some decent drone shots.
Yeah, have they been doing any of that recently?
They've not been doing the oneers. Like the closest they've been doing are the Jey Uso entrances where he starts backstage and they kind of follow, but they don't even follow him anymore. They cut.
Going to Netflix hindered their creativity.
Oh, totally.
Because I'm telling you, like up until they went on Netflix, they were doing great.
Yeah.
Fucking Hogan killed the territory again.
Goddamn Hogan.
Fucking Hogan, man.
Do you see him at Mania?
No, dude, they canceled his package.
Oh, that's right. They did.
Yeah, they canceled his whole WrestleMania suite package.
Oh, that's amazing.
Because fuck him. Because he ruined himself. He's got no one to blame but himself. Fuck that motherfucker.
Poor Jimmy Hart.
Baby was just trying to get a payday.
Just trying to get paid.
Just trying to wave the flag.
Well, I think that's going to do it. If you have a prediction about what's going to happen and you want it known before it actually happens, please put it in the comment below. That way, next week, you can come on and say, I told you so. Mm-hmm. And it does. But more likely what's going to happen is we're going to come on here and say, we told you so.
We told you so.
Because we're goddamn experts.
Yeah.
More than fucking them dirt sheet motherfuckers.
Those dirt sheet motherfuckers. Like, I can come up with lies just as good as they do.
Yeah, totally. Like,
lie about anything and just say, oh, well, our source was wrong. You don't have a source.
No, it was a clerical error.
Oh boy. But follow along. We're here every Wednesday night. We do some other stuff here from time to time, but you can follow us on YouTube. You can buy a t-shirt at TeePublic. Mm-hmm. You can follow us and subscribe to us on Twitch.
All the way.
Last I checked, sir, and maybe this has changed over the last hour. Nope, it has not. But we are currently sitting at 799 subscribers right over here on youtube.com/BrainWreckTV.
That's right.
We are going to make it to 1,000 subscribers this year. We can do this.
We can.
And so, people, we need your assistance.
We need your help.
Share, like, comment,
subscribe,
tell your friends.
All that stuff. Our shorts.
I did a very bad job promoting us in person the other day.
Oh no.
because I was doing the swap meet, right? And
Yeah,
you know, and I always bring out, I bring out the brain wreck stickers.
nice.
Give them away to kids and interested people.
That's our
and,
audience, sure.
That's our audience. So you get a little like blockbuster action.
Yeah, we're totally here for
and
the
somebody
kids.
was going through the stickers, and I was like, oh yeah, those are free. Like, take a few, take as many as you want. And the person was like, oh, like, what is this? Is this like your thing? I was like, oh yeah, it's a YouTube channel that I do. Buddy of mine and I, we go live every Wednesday night, and she's like, oh, what do you guys like do on it? I was like, we talk.
You're
we
horrible.
Just, we just, it's a good time. We just kind of like hang out and chill, and we just talk about stuff, wrestling, video games, movies.
If you got one of those stickers, please comment below. And please let us know what you were expecting and what you got. And let us know what you feel about that.
Hey, you know what though? I feel like I told them exactly what they could expect. Yeah, I said it's a good time.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Subscribe for a good time.
Then they bought some stuff for me. So I feel like I won them over. I mean, hey, we've gained subscribers since then.
We have, and also I will say, if you are not following us over on the TikTok, please go do that too. Once we hit 1,000 subscribers, we'll be able to go live on the TikTok as well.
The TikTok.
We're very close to that, so please go subscribe over there as well. But we'll be doing a follow-up to WrestleMania, so be sure
next week
subscribe. And I'll be taking notes. I'll be eating pizza. I'll be watching,
having some Frito walking pies on my couch.
Maybe I'll be texting you. Maybe I'll be chatting with people. I don't know. Stay tuned. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I do have. So WrestleMania this weekend. Next week we're gonna do the WrestleMania recap, and then I got a fun idea for the week following.
Oh,
yeah.
All right. So there you go.
Stay tuned.
So for this week, I'm Jason X.
I'm Kevin Graham.
It has been your show.
Peace.